Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Welcome to day 2155 of What's She Up To Now. I document my journey, what I'm doing, what I'm working on, what I'm not working on with respect to businesses, small businesses, big businesses, people that I consult with and work with, online and offline businesses. In 2016, after my divorce, at the end of the year, actually, November, beginning of December, divested ourselves of the last business that we had together. And I found myself in a unique position to say, okay, what am I going to do now? And by early 2017, I was going stir crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something online. What's it going to be? And I actually became a certified partner with the ClickFunnels organization to learn about and get a solid, what I considered a solid foundation of understanding of marketing and online sales and online business, etc. And it was a great foundation, but like so many other people, I got sucked into the shiny object syndrome. Got to learn the next thing, got to learn the next thing, got to learn the next thing. And so some of the things I did worked out really, really well. Some things were just a total waste of time and energy because it's a whole lot easier to just hire somebody to do something for you versus having to learn and figure out how to do it all yourself. And so I learned that lesson pretty early on. By the end of 2017, I had figured out what I was and wasn't going to work on, who I did not want to work with, and what I was and was not, and I continue to going to learn and experiment on and try. Now, I'm a huge fan of continuous improvement and personal development and growth, but I also know that I personally only need to do certain things, and that's part of today's topic. Today is we talked about, for Supersize Your Business, our idiom was top priority, and priority and priorities has been so intertwined over my lifetime in my career that I actually, in the title of that video, called it Top Priorities. And I'm like, oh, it's top priority or first priority or most important thing or first thing. We've used the idiom since the 1400s in English, and it's kind of gone back and forth between priority and priorities, and we kind of interchange them. When I'm thinking about building and growing and supersizing a business, I usually have an overarching priority, but then I also have top priorities. There's usually 3 to 5 things that I'm working on every year that I know are going to help me supersize and grow my business. And the same is true in our individual lives. I actually used, we were looking at the 27 goals that we set for ourselves as part of the Get Up and Go challenge this year. We set 3 goals in each of the 9 life framework areas that I use, came up with, and we went through a process, an 8-step process earlier this month, and narrowed it down to 3 main priorities, 3 main goals for each of these different areas: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. Those are the 9 areas that I work on personally every single year. And in order to prioritize those, I said, all right, we got to have a process for looking at all 27. And I have my own, but I wanted to simplify it a little because I have like a 10-step process I go through for prioritizing all those things. But I found a 5-step, the 5 Ds, that I think is really, really powerful and useful. And we say, and we ask ourselves about each goal. We're either going to do, delegate, delay, delete, or decide to get an accountability partner and get some help with it. And so the things that we're going to actually do, the things that we are going to do ourselves, are the things that are urgent and important. Important meaning it's important that I do it myself and that I actually do it. Nobody can decide what and make the decisions and choices for what I'm going to consume when it comes to eating, right? Or as a physical goal. Only I can be personally responsible. It's urgent because I have to take care of my health. It's also important because I have to be the one to do it. When we decide what things can be delegated, it's urgent, but it's not necessarily important, meaning unimportant, but unimportant that I personally do it, but it's urgent still that it gets done. So I pick the pieces of those goals that I can delegate to other people, and then I only do the things that are urgent and important that I particularly do. The third D is delay. And it's usually something that's important, but it's not urgent that it gets done before certain things, or it's not urgent that it gets done right away. The 4th D is delete. And those are things that are unimportant and not urgent. Now, again, unimportant means I don't have to be the one that does it, and not urgent meaning it can be delayed. So I'm not necessarily deleting them and not going to do them at all. It means that they go way down on my priority list. And finally, decide is the 5th D. Do I want to have help and accountability partners for this particular goal? And a lot of my goals, I do have coaches and mentors and accountability partners for, because they help keep me on the track of getting that goal, in this case next year. Then if life has a tendency to get in the way for all of us. And it's really helpful to have someone, not to hold my hand, but to hold me accountable to making sure I get those things done. I'm pretty good about being my own accountability partner, but every once in a while I need that extra kick in the rear, just like everyone else does. I also talked about, for Supersize Your Business, what are humans' top 5 priorities. They're, of course, good health, family and relationships, confidence, meaning self-investment and self-improvement, money and work, and then 5th is balance of mind, body, and soul or spirit, whatever you call it. Those are the top 5, statistically and based on studies that people have done. I would say those are definitely on my top 9 list. If I have, my 9 areas are my top 9 priorities for my life. And I've learned over the decades that if you ignore any one of those 9 areas long enough, it is going to get your attention. I learned that the hard way in 2010 when I had a sudden cardiac arrest. I was totally just running through my life, not paying attention to my physical well-being and health. And because of that, I had a sudden cardiac arrest, and my physical well-being definitely got my attention. Actually, physical, mentally, emotional, relationships. It was a crazy time. All right. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and let me know. I am super late today because I was hanging out with my beautiful 2-year-old granddaughter this morning, who just is amazing and cracks me up. But I am here and working now. And so if you need anything, just ask. Otherwise, I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. We're getting close to Christmas, and it's always an exciting time. All right. Bye.